Controversial trial of technology that could be used to brighten clouds gets voted down in California. The City Council of Alameda, California, voted early Wednesday to deny scientists permission to continue a controversial trial of technology that could one day be used to brighten clouds. The project, among the first of its kind, involved spraying salt water on the deck of a former aircraft carrier moored at a city pier. The scientists behind it plan to test devices that can create and measure plumes of aerosols. Long-term, the research could have served as a step toward a type of climate intervention known as marine cloud brightening. The concept, still mostly theoretical, is to make clouds more reflective of sunlight, which would send more heat back into space and help mitigate global warming. No such efforts are underway yet. Rather, scientists are designing experiments to investigate how the technology might work. The trial in Alameda would have been part of those efforts, but the City Council voted unanimously against it. The episode has put Alameda officials at the center of a public debate that extends far beyond the city over the promises and perils of geoengineering and whether tests of this kind of technology should be pursued at all. The council's decision follows similar actions in other areas, including a state-level ban on geoengineering implemented in Tennessee and the abandonment of a geoengineering project that Harvard scientists sought to deploy in Sweden. However, the council's vote was not a repudiation of the science or the idea of geoengineering, but rather of the researchers' approach. The members complained that the project's leaders hadn't been transparent, hadn't provided sufficient review from medical professionals about its safety, and had put the wrong foot forward by beginning to spray salt water first, then asking for permission afterward. The University of Washington scientists behind the trial had indeed already started their work, and had not widely publicized the details in advance when Alameda City leaders learned more about it from reports in the New York Times and other news outlets. The researchers had been spraying salt water along the deck of the USS Hornet, which is now used as a museum on the Alameda waterfront. Their plan called for spraying 3 times per day on 4 days of the week for 20 weeks. Much of the City Council members' deliberation avoided the project's larger implications, focusing instead on potential local health risks, including the proximity of spray to school soccer fields and neighborhoods. And whether project leaders had taken the proper regulatory steps, other council members bemoaned learning of the project from news reports. There are so many competing considerations we need to take into effect, and I don't think you made your case, Ashcraft told Doherty at the council meeting. The opponents were concerned that someday, wide use of geoengineering technology could shift weather with unintended consequences or reduce the ambition of global efforts to stop using fossil fuels. Our real concern with this is that it opens the Pandora's box, said Mary Church, the geoengineering campaign manager at the Center for International Environmental Law. Church, speaking before the vote, said her organization was not worried about immediate impacts in Alameda, but rather that the project would lay the groundwork for widespread manipulation of the climate. It does nothing to attack the root causes of the crisis, she said.